Hafide and welcome to Weekend Edition. I'm Isa Baza. So glad you could join us. Preparations are underway at the Manilao prison as ex-cop Mark Tori Jr. is set to begin his 8-year sentence in just under 3 weeks. He was charged with negligent homicide, aggravated assault, and special allegations for possession and use of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony for the 2015 shooting of Officer Bert Piolo. KUAM's Nick Delgado has the story.
The fight goes on as an appeal is in motion for the 8-year sentencing handed down against former GPD officer Mark Tori Jr. His defense attorney, Jay Ariello, asked the court that Tori remain under house arrest until the appeal process is complete. But also ongoing are the intake plans at the Department of Corrections to take Tori in.
They go through a process there where they get entered through our database and so forth.
Tori's been in DEPCOR's system since he was initially arrested following the July 2015 shooting that ended with Officer Bert Piolo's death. DEPCOR Deputy Director Kate Baltazar says each inmate is unclassified until the prison gets a certified judgment from the court. Then the case is placed before the Adjustment Classification Committee comprised of corrections personnel.
In this case, there are special conditions that we consider for people who are prior law enforcement. And we do realize that this is a high-profile case and very sensitive in nature involving law enforcement. So we do take this very seriously, and it is likely that he will be in protective custody.
Protective custody here, she says, is also Post 6, the max unit, though talks here continue in order to finalize where he will end up.
In his instance, he might be in a cell alone, and certainly the officers are well aware of this case. I think that everyone is well aware of this case and knows the sensitive nature. And like with any of our law enforcement personnel who somehow end up with us, it's always prudent to make sure that they are, again, not for preferential treatment, but just it's an increased level of safety and security for them, because you never know who they might have put in here themselves.
A tactic to prevent any retaliation from occurring against the former cop.
We'll be prepared when the time comes for him to come through our doors.
And Tori will have to self-surrender here on July 14th. Coincidentally, that is just the day after the 2nd-year anniversary of Piolo's death. Reporting for Guam's News Network, Guahusi, Nick Delgado.
Thanks, Nick. Not often does a convicted murderer get a do-over, but that's the case for Clifford St. Nicholas, who won his appeal with the Supreme Court and will get a new jury as well as a new attorney. Attorney John Terlahi now represents St. Nicholas in court on Thursday. Defense stated they intend to motion for an expert witness, specifically a forensic expert. As reported, St. Nicholas was tried and convicted of shooting his girlfriend after an argument over burnt rice. She died exactly a year later from her injuries. KUAM files show St. Nicholas took the stand in his defense, but stated he couldn't remember if he pulled the trigger because he was under the influence of drugs. A return date is set for August 10th. He'll spend over 9 years in jail and pay hefty fees for his dishonest labor practices. Stephen Wang, also known as Shou Chung Wang, was sentenced in the District Court of Guam. As general manager of Huasheng International Corporation Limited, Wang paid workers below prevailing wages, loaned them as labor to other companies, and housed them in deplorable conditions. In a separate case, he attempted to secure a non-immigrant visa. In total, he'll pay $1.6 million in restitution to his workers, $186,000 to the IRS, and $100,000 to an individual identified as JPW. In a release from the U.S. Attorney's Office, they state cases like this poison the foreign labor pools in a time when the Guam business community continues to face difficulties in hiring qualified U.S. workers. A Department of Corrections officer is fighting his termination. Will have his appeal with the Civil Service Commission heard this September. Benjamin Urquizu was the only officer fired from the department following an internal affairs investigation into the brutal beating of Post 6 detainee Justin Meno. During a status call hearing on Thursday, the department's legal counsel told the commission the final adverse action will be sent to Urquizu by the end of the week. DEPCOR let him go, citing failure to perform his duties the day of the attack. However, Urquizu argues he did everything he could to help Meno that day. A hearing on the merits is set to begin on September 14th. It's summertime, and that means more people are traveling. So to help streamline the process for passengers, the Guam International Airport presented its new check-in and go today. The airport unveiled a new $26 million state-of-the-art baggage handling system, which allows for passengers' luggage to be checked using advanced automated screening technology. Airport Board Chair Ricardo Dueñas says the new system puts many of the check-in challenges to bed.
Guam has been challenged with how do we process efficiently the baggage for our outgoing and incoming passengers. If you remember, for many years we had these security pods, these x-ray pods that were here and down at the end that took up a lot of real estate, and it was a real inconvenience for our travelers.
The new system is a backhouse operation. Once bags are checked by TSA and thoroughly inspected, they're then sent through another set of TSA X-rays screening pods. Each unit of the new system can check about 680 bags an hour. A decision has yet to be made on the future of the multi-million-dollar Pago Bay Ocean Resort. While developer Guam Wangfeng Construction applied for an extension after its notice of action for the project expired earlier this year, the Guam Land Use Commission has yet to make a decision. Company Representative Barbara Burkhart presented a status report to the Commission Thursday afternoon. However, the GLUC continued discussion of the matter until July. And now for this month's Good Neighbors segment, featuring a Good Samaritan in our community and highlighting their everyday acts of selflessness.
The Good Neighbor, presented by Title Guarantee, Guam's first, oldest, and most experienced title and escrow company.
I woke up and a bunch of sirens were blasting all over the place.
That was the case for Nimitz resident Nick Gill earlier this month. The chaos, he says, were rescue units in search of a missing group of hikers. As seen in this viewer-submitted video, a helicopter combed the lush green landscape on this hot Saturday afternoon.
A group of 5 individuals were hiking to San Carlos Falls and made a detour before calling for help. One of them was having heart issues and passed out on the hike.
Gill went outside and spoke with rescue personnel, an all too familiar scene, he says, as hikers often get lost in this area.
The trail is actually pretty much our front yard. There is one specific point in that trail where you have to make a 90-degree right turn on your way out, but it would look okay, like if you just kept on going forward. It looks like this a trail as well, but it's an immediate point to get lost. I have seen GFD units there in the evening hours looking for lost hikers who keep going forward instead of taking that right turn.
In this case, one of the hikers was airlifted out, the remaining members guided out by rescue personnel, with the help of Gill, who advised them from afar using binoculars and Snapchat.
I think one of my friends is one of the lost hikers, and I believe they went down this route because I noticed one of the waterfalls or whatever. So I just was aiding him in more finding the hikers initially, trying to guess where they might be, like along what river. And when the helicopter actually found them and and then left them, I aided in showing the trail for his rescue unit to get there because their vehicles could not make it from where they were at. So I was showing them where they could start from and get there on foot with a lot more ease. I showed them the route because I used to go there as a kid, so I would scour the whole area, and I knew how to get to that point where they were stuck at.
The group had exhausted their food and water, but with Gill's assistance, rescue units were able to get them out the fastest way possible on foot. An experienced hiker himself, Gill advises others to bring extra water, food, a pocket knife, a first aid kit, and garden gloves. Also, you can't forget to...
And make sure your phone is charged 100%.
As this month's Good Neighbor recipient, Title Guarantee will donate $100 to Gill's nonprofit of choice. His pick, the American Red Cross Guam chapter. Fitting, seeing as the nonprofit aids families in times of emergency. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.
The Good Neighbor, presented by Title Guarantee, Guam's first, oldest, and most experienced title and escrow company.
Thanks, Crystal. Stay tuned next on Weekend Edition. We'll rehash some of the big stories of the past week. And still to come, the Guam Crime Stoppers report.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
When we face an uncertain path, when we struggle with life's challenges, and when the unexpected happens, it's a beautiful day. We rely on the people we trust, it's a beautiful, who we can always count on. And to the ones who give us the most care throughout the years. Rely on Calvo's Select Care to give you the comfort and security you need wherever you are. Calvo's Select Care, health care that's always there for you.
Celebrate more data on the ITV Family Share Plan. Get the amazing Samsung Galaxy S8 and an S7 for just $198 when you bundle your mobile plans on a share plan.
If you get nervous about having dental treatment, you're not alone. An estimated 35 million adults experience anxiety or nervousness at the simple thought of visiting the dentist. As your dentist, I strive to make your visit as painless or pain-free as possible. And I frequently tell my patients that in the 21st century, if we can give you medicines to put your tooth asleep or medicines to take an infection or toothache away, we can surely give you something to help relax you and take all fear away. No one ought to sit in a dental chair thinking of bad childhood memories or fearing injections. If you're a dental coward, but you really do want your teeth fixed, don't wait until the pain is killing you. Come in, tell us your fears, and set up an appointment. We have convinced many that dental treatment doesn't need to be scary anymore. For your helpful dental minute, I'm Dr. Kenny Bourgeois of Paradise Smiles. You shall never know all the good a simple smile can do.
Chuck E. Cheese's Guam is not all fun and games. Our pizza is delicious with the freshest toppings, oven-baked to order. Try the fresh salad bar, sandwiches, and don't forget our mouth-watering wings. Come and eat at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
Hop it in. Welcome to Rehash, where we recap the big stories of the weekend. So much going on, but Nestor, I know you had some grumblings in the business community.
Yeah, well, the governor has proposed a increase in the gross receipts tax from 4% to 4.75%, and the reason for that is he wants to raise money to cover, the chronic shortfall for the hospital, which every year it is subsidized by the general fund. So there's two components for that. He wants to float $125 million worth of bonds to rebuild or modernize the hospital, which is some much needed improvements, and also to cover, like I said, the shortfalls and the chronic budget problems that the hospital has.
But I know people at the hospital are excited to hear that. So a little bit in back and forth. And Val, I know you also covered some back and forth at the legislature.
I did. Man, passing the torch. Those are the words on everybody's tongues this last few days. So Senator Mike Nicholas is trying to step down as the chairman for the Committee on Rules. And this is the first time that anyone has seen this. I believe it was Senator Tom Atta that I spoke with today. He said this is the first time that he's seen this in the 9 years that he served in the legislature. And so it kind of took everybody by surprise the other day. I think we were all kind of sitting there watching the legislature, and there was a little bit of awkward silence after his announcement. And we'll see what happens from there. Senator Atta told me today that it's really at the discretion of the speaker as to what will happen from here on out with that regard. And
so they may have to find another committee chair.
Yes, they will have to find another committee chair. Again, that's at the discretion of the speaker if he decides he wants to rearrange those committees.
Well, for some lighter news, I covered a story with the Guam Community College and DOE. So good news, it's nothing set in stone yet, but if you ever wanted to go to college but maybe looking at the prices, it looks so expensive, there's a new program that they're considering which would give students the ability to graduate with both their high school diplomas and an associate's degree or a certificate degree for free. And so that would have students going to school and also GCC as well as high school at the same time, so they're trying to work that out. Students can already graduate with 15 free credits through GCC programs, so hoping to pick that up to 30 or even 60. We'll see where that goes. They could start a pilot program as soon as next school year, not this school year, but next school year. And Brittany, I know you have cool news for coming up for this weekend.
Right, yes, so this weekend we have, like every weekend, a new Guam all around. This one is a little different. It's kind of a special bonus one. I'm not going to ruin the surprise, but you could check it out on our Facebook and YouTube channels. And then also, if you guys have noticed, Snapchat, they have an update. So what it does is it's called Snap Maps, and it makes it easy to share your stories with people around the world. So for the upcoming 4th of July block party, we're going to create a customized story so everyone can join in, add their snaps, and we can present, Guam to the world.
Well, definitely so much going on with social media. Check us out on Snapchat, Instagram, message us on Facebook with your news tips, or email us at reporters@KUAM.com.
Drive and discover today at Cars Plus in Mighty. Voted Guam's best dealership, there's no better time to drive home a new Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or Ram from Cars Plus. Like a rugged Jeep Wrangler 4x4 of the decade. Save up to $4,500 off. Or save $8,000 off a Jeep Cherokee. How about a new Ram 1500 Crew Cab? Voted Guam's best truck 2 years in a row. Right now, save up to $8,500 off. Drive and discover today at Cars Plus in Mighty. Driven by you.
For 20 years, Matson has been an important part of our everyday lives. Bringing in the cars we drive, the food we eat, and the materials that helped build our homes. From caring for our land through the Adahi Itanu program to generously supporting our local charities, Matson has contributed to the preservation and growth of our island. On behalf of those you've served throughout your 20 years on Guam, Sida Smaasi Matson.
Why is tourism Guam's #1 industry? Tourism benefits our economy. Visitors come to our shores to experience our island. More tourist spending means more dollars flowing into our economy. Tourism creates jobs. From bell service to front desk to tour agents, more jobs mean more opportunities. Tourism builds businesses. From hotels to shops to restaurants. More businesses mean more dreams come true. Tourism preserves our culture. In the visitor industry, culture takes center stage. Celebrating our culture means keeping our traditions alive. Tourism keeps our land and waters clean. It all adds up. Tourism improves our quality of life. It helps make Guam a better place to live, work, and visit. Tourism works for Guam.
How do you want to live? As a decent person? Good husband? Is that it? Good? Of course not. King of the hill? Better. Top of your game? Win. All-powerful, like a boss, like a pro. We couldn't agree more. We are professional grade. Step up to GMC and get nearly $9,200 total value on select specially equipped Sierra Crew Cab SLT vehicles in stock.
Visit AutoSpot GMC today.
Like us on Facebook and tag a friend that you would take to the Spider-Man Homecoming premiere on July 7th at the Tango Theaters. 2 winners are drawn at 9 a.m. every day from the existing pool of applicants. 1 entry per person, but your friends can enter and tag you as well. Share wisely, as with great power comes great responsibility. Presented by Alpha Insurers, KFC, and Candy's Reflection.
Everybody, just because it is summertime doesn't mean that we can take our eye off of being vigilant. And Officer Paul Tapao from the Guam Police Department is here, and we are talking specifically, Paul, about we as community members keeping an eye out for our school campuses.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the schools out, schools that are going to be used pretty much for the summer schools are the ones that have occupancy, but the ones that are not used, you know, you're not going to see any activity going on. So, you know, we just want to advise the community members that are out there to just be, you know, vigilant around the school. If you live or you drive or you commute around the school areas where school's not in session, just be, you know, just keep an eye out. Just look out to see any strange activities that are happening, and go ahead and just report it to your nearest precinct.
Now, to be fair, because school properties, especially like some of the big high schools, you know, Sanchez, GW, Ukadu, they're such big pieces of property. Even in the summertime, they've got people going around. There might be groundskeepers, you know, taking care of the grass. There might be maintenance people and everything. What should we look out, particularly when you say if there's some sort of suspicious activity?
Well, of course, at night, if you see flashlights as they're going around and everything as something that's illuminating the dark areas, please feel free to, you know, to give us a call. Call the nearest precinct. If you see somebody casing the area just by walking back and forth along the gate line, you know, I mean, it doesn't hurt to call a police officer and report a suspicious activity happening at the school. You're going to know what's the norm and what's not normal within the school, whether there's occupancy or there's activity, like what you mentioned, the groundskeeping and everything. But you're also going to be able to, you know, you should start training yourself to identify the stuff that are not normal, that are happening in the school, and, you know, report it in. If you see somebody, you know, one of the things that we want to highlight is kids that are casing around the school campus and everything when school's not in session. These are telltale signs that either they're going to commit a crime or something had happened.
And you tell us all the time, you know, better safe than sorry. So, so better to actually call your precinct than just say, hey, I think I saw something suspicious. You know, it may or may not be anything and everything, but can you guys just check it out? And you guys are okay with that?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, our officers will you know, some schools or within the districts, they'll give them the combination to the padlock or allow them to enter into the schools, or they'll wait for the supervisor or the principal themselves to come in and they'll do their periodic. But really, we need more eyes and ears, and the community is the best eyes and ears in which we can actually use to help us keep our schools safe.
And apropos, because this week's Crime of the Week, as I understand it, is something about school burglaries, right?
Yeah, absolutely. This is the break-in at the Beneventi Middle School.
All right, let's go find out what we can do to help our friends up in Dededo.
On Monday, June 19, officers assigned to the Dededo Precinct Command entertained a burglary complaint that occurred at Beneventi Middle School in Dededo. Now, according to the police report, the school was secured on Friday, June 16 at around 3:30 p.m. as school officials completed work within the classrooms. On Monday, June 19 at around 8 in the morning, school officials arrived for work only to discover 3 classrooms within the school's A and B wing buildings had been forced open and damaged. A check was made where school officials discovered the storage rooms to the A and B buildings had been ransacked. Through the course of the investigation, officers also discovered that the school surveillance system had been tampered with the wires pulled from the system's housing unit. Now, the Guam Crime Stoppers and the students from Beneventi Middle School needs the help from the Dededo community in reference to this case. If you have any information about this crime or any other crime, please call Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-HELP. That's 477-4357. You can also send a text to 486-HELP. That's 486-4357. You can also submit information of a crime through our webpage at guam.crimestoppersweb.com or call the Guam Police Department at 475-8615, 6 or 7. Guam Crime Stoppers wants to remind the public that we do not use caller ID and you do not have to leave your name. You can receive a cash reward of up to $1,000 if the information provided leads to the arrest and conviction for the person or persons responsible for this crime or any other crime.
All right, Paul, we appreciate the information as always. So in closing, what more can we as good neighbors do to make sure that we're taking care of our schools?
Just be vigilant, you know, be mindful. Just glance into schools, look into the school's property and everything. If you see something suspicious, just feel free to call your precinct. That's the best that you can do.
As simple as that.
Real easy. A lot of people don't know how easy it is, but very effective.
All right, we appreciate the information as always.
Hey, thanks for having us.
See you next week.
Thank you.
And we will see you on the flip side of this break.
It's Nissan's Stay Fit sales event.
Fitness is important. You Nissan service pros are like trainers for my car's fitness.
Now check out this heart racing deal. Rogue starting at just $175 per pay period, no money down. Top safety pick Rogue at $175 per pay period, no money down. Your new car fit kit includes free service, free car washes, and your own personal fitness watch.
Keeping it fit and clean with free car washes leaves me more time to focus on keeping myself fit.
The Stay Fit sales event. Find out more at Nissan Upper Tumon or online at NissanGuam.com.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
The hot summer savings event is going on now at Triple J. With only 1.9% financing on all new vehicles, now is the time to buy. Plus, receive a free $500 Kmart gift certificate with every purchase. Get unbelievable deals on all remaining 2016s and all new 2017 models. That's right, 1.9% financing on all Hondas, Acuras, Fords, Lincolns, Volvos, Mazdas, and Kias. Plus a free $500 Kmart gift certificate. Get pre-approved instantly at TripleJGuam.com. Triple J says yes. Trade-ins welcome. Some conditions apply. See dealer for details. Triple J, customers first.
Celebrate more data on the ITE Family Share Plan. Get the amazing Samsung Galaxy S8 and an S7 for just $198 when you bundle your mobile plans on a share plan.
Drive and discover at Guam's best dealership, Cars Plus in Mighty. With Guam's best warranty, there's no better time to drive a Hyundai Accent starting at $11,995 or the Hyundai Elantra starting at $16,995. It's not just newer, it's better. SUV lovers, check out the Hyundai Tucson, J.D. Power's top-ranked small SUV starting at $19,995 or save $4,500 and see the advantages that put the Hyundai Santa Fe at the head of its class. Get to Cars Plus today to drive and discover the quality and value that is Hyundai. Cars Plus, driven by you.
You got her on Guam's favorite on 94, Andy and Mariah in the AM. All right, Guam's favorite I-94, the Jackson 2 o'clock. Woo! So, holla at good boy.
Guam's favorite, I-94.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Happy birthday, Elizabeth Cicada. Happy birthday, Mom. We love you from your girls, Sabrina, Bernadine, and Heather. And a big happy birthday to Lance Michael Palomo. Happy 13th birthday from your loving family. Happy birthday, Alana Ekbaji. Happy birthday, we love you so much from Mommy, Daddy, Brother, and Sissy. Remember, you can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online on KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and birth date. That's all the time we have from all of us here at Guam's News Network. Thanks for watching and have a safe weekend.
Closed captioning is brought to you by ITE Life in Motion.